Rebecca and
Nathaniel.
yeah!
What?
We've been gone for a while.
Oh,
We've been
so
busy. We've been so busy and crazy.
What,
and
Mommy? Oh, we're gonna make a super jump.
Oh, okay, be careful on there because I don't want you to fall. But yeah, so today we're gonna talk about kind of what we've been learning. We're gonna talk about some of the books of how I teach Nathaniel, some good things to do over the summer. Because a lot of these workbooks are good.
Because tomorrow is the 1st of July.
It is.
And today we're going to our welcome.
Yes, after music class. That's what we're going to rush off to in a second here. But we've had some traveling. We've done a few new things. He's learned a lot. But yes, I want to talk about some cool books to use during summer to help elevate your children academically. The ones that are good and ones that I didn't find as great. And I bought a million zillion of them. And they're quite expensive for the books. And so I'll show you how I've been teaching him. What I've been learning. And things of that nature. What?
How'd you buy the million things?
I did. Remember, we've gone through so many of those workbooks that you've completed on your own. The different workbooks that we do in the morning, the different sheets and things, you've gone through a lot. So yeah, so we're going to show you a few of those, and we'll give you the recommendations, and I'll show you some videos of Nathaniel completing them and how his logic is with some of the activities where I'm like, come on, just, do the problem. But you'll see here. So we'll be back with more learning videos. Like, I want to do my reading video. I haven't done because that to me is the most important thing to teach a child is how to read. And then I'll show you also how I started his math because I finally cleared out all my videos and photos and I'm ready to make those videos. So until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Rabbit, wave, beach. What doesn't belong?
Wave.
Sand, starfish, rabbit, wave,
rabbit.
beach. Yeah, rabbit. This is all the stuff at the beach house. Yeah.
Oh,
No rabbit at the beach house?
No. Oh, what about a rabbit? A pool rabbit.
A pool rabbit?
Yeah.
Well, that's a floaty. That's a pool rabbit. That's not the same as like a animal rabbit. They're normally not found at the beach.
Yeah, it's a pool rabbit.
It's a pool rabbit?
Yeah.
All right, we'll skip over that. Okay. So which one doesn't belong now? Car, plane. Okay, careful. Car, plane, truck, motorcycle, box. Which one doesn't belong?
Monkey.
Car, plane, truck, motorcycle, box.
No box.
Yeah, no box. You can't drive a box. You can't drive a box.
No, you can drive a box in the trunk.
Well, yeah, you can put the box in the trunk, but the box you can't drive the box to the park by yourself. It doesn't have a motor. All these have motors. A car has a motor, a plane has a motor, a truck has a motor, and a motorcycle has a motor. A box doesn't have a motor.
No, we can go in the car. Then I'll get old. Then I can try. Then I can drive the box.
Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about all the workbooks I've used to get Nathaniel to where he is today. I use these methods in addition to the learning that I do on my own with him, but I like workbooks sometimes to fill in the gap or the space between when we learn something like monumental, such as like multiplication or division, or when we're doing fractions. I like to fill in that gap with something, just to retrain his brain again to remember all the stuff he's already learned. So I'm going to show you some of the books I really like and some that I absolutely didn't use, or it didn't serve its purpose for us, but you'll see. So about 15 months is when I started my first workbook with him. So now he's 4. Where are you going?
To get wrapping paper.
Wrapping paper? For what? Nathaniel right now is trying to wrap his wagon with wrapping paper. So that's what you're going to hear in the background. But this preschool one wasn't one of the first books I bought for him, but I like the size of it. And so that's what attracted me to it. And when you go inside of it, you'll see I make him write his name. And sometimes I date them, and I should have on this one, but I think in the other one, the sister one to it, I did. But I write the date in them so I know when he was doing this. So this one he started when he was about 18 months, I want to say. And teaching him to draw circles where he's writing his name, connecting things, drawing and painting. They're here. He's trying to wrap wrap his thing because I said we're wrapping it to do a dinosaur train for Halloween.
Wait, what?
We're making a dinosaur train of his wagon for Halloween. But when I said we have to wrap it, he thought with wrapping paper.
Oh.
So that's why he's trying to wrap it with wrapping paper. But I said that's not what we wrap it with, Nathaniel. But I said we're going to make that into his dinosaur train for him. So it was too noisy downstairs, so I had to relocate. But I'm going to show you some more of the books that I love to teach my son with, or to aid in the teaching I was already teaching him, to fill in all the gaps. But when used properly, you know, they can really aid and help you in, you know, grasping a concept or introducing a new concept. So let me show you. So like I said, we use this highlight one literally every single day. Every single day my son was tracing in this. To the point where he's like, Mom, can we do a new book? just because I loved it so much, but, you know, it helped draw all the lines, you know, and help him learn how to really be stable with his pencil or pen, and draw unique shapes. So that's what we would use every single day. We'd use that one. Every single day we'd use this one too, my alphabet book. One of my favorite books to use with him was this alphabet one. Sorry if the lighting keeps going weird. It's kind of annoying. But there, okay. So yeah, so this is one of my favorite books too, because he can write his letters and, you know, wipe them off. And he loved, like I said, he loves doing mazes. So he'd instantly find the maze in the book and like just keep repeating that over and over. But this was a good one too that I really, really, really liked. More so than some of the other writing wipe-off ones, because I do have some of the other wipe-off ones. I just can't find them right now. The book that we would use a lot also, this is now as my son's progressing to get older. During this time, so now we're talking 24 months? Yeah, about 24, 25 months is now the age range that we're in with him. But during that time, I found this book too. It's called Kindergarten Fold Out Fun, and this one's by School Zone. And so I bought this one, and as you can see, I usually save all the pages in his books because I want him to have it for when he gets older and to see, you know, how much he accomplished at such a young age. But inside of this, oops, I also do some of the other activities that we do because we do a lot of drawing. Okay, this one is similar to all the other ones in that, you know, it has where you can write your name, the letters and color and things of that nature. So like I said, so this was probably around 22, 23, 24 months is when we were doing this book. But you'll see even some of his first writings of his numbers. And clearly you couldn't color in the lines yet, but he's definitely improved from doing that. But that's why I like this one. I think it was just simple and easy. You know, it was just an easy layout of activities. And obviously the math, you can see he was doing at a very young age, all by himself. But that's why I liked it. The only thing I didn't like about these books and why I do rip out all the pages in them is because they like to go in an order that doesn't make sense to me. Like, they'll have all the writing at the front of the ABCs, and then it will go into grouping all the numbers, and it will group all the math, and it will group like all the shapes, and I don't like that. I feel as though that, you know, especially if you're doing with your kid and to have to like flip through pages a million times, I don't like doing that. So I usually just rip out the pages I want them to do for the day, and then that's what we do, and then I just save the pages. But that's what this book was about. So this was a good book. I'd recommend it. Definitely would recommend this book. Another thing we would use, this is a must-do. Also, during this time, when you're looking for good art projects for your kids, so let me zoom in on this color. There we go. When you're looking for good art for your kids, what I would make my son do every day with me is we would draw things. So I would literally, he would sit next to me, and I'd be like, okay, look, I'm going to draw a cup. Here's a cup at the top. And then he'd sit right next to me, and he'd draw a cup too from watching me. So we would do that, and look, I'll show you some of the cute other ones. I saved these. Like I said, this is like the 23, 24 months. So his house is really cute. So I drew a house, and he drew a house right next to me. Isn't that cute? Those lines. So I drew a robot. He drew his robot. Isn't that adorable? But yeah, so that's an activity that's really good for kids. You just have them sit next to you and have them draw with you. You know, just have them follow along. However it comes out is how it comes out. But you'll see some of his other drawings. Like, I'll show you another one where we drew. This one's actually one of my favorites. But I would draw like all kinds of, you know, objects. He drew a shovel. See a shovel I had him draw, that's his sock. It didn't turn out quite like mine, but he drew a sock. And yeah, here's his bird. Isn't that good? Yeah, I thought that was really, and he drew a worm down below, all by himself. These are all drawings that he does by himself. I don't help him. But I did a spaceship UFO, and then he did a spaceship UFO too. See, look at that. But that's just him sitting next to me. Like I said, it wasn't only books that I would use. I would do a variety of different activities with him, and he drew another house. He wanted to draw another house. His card came out really well, though. Look how good his card came out. That's him just sitting next to me and drawing. Pretty good, huh? And then he likes to draw his own things, like draw mazes. So he'd write maze, and we draw maze, and all sorts of things. But anywho, so Scholastic Kindergarten Jumbo Workbook. So I bought this one also during the same time I bought that last one, thinking that it would offer something new. So here's the reason why I don't like this one. This is why we never really use this one. The problem is, and I thought it was cool at the time when I was buying it, because I was like, oh look, the back has all these stickers that you can put in the book, and like you fill in the stickers with it. What I didn't realize is that during the activities that you're trying to do, if you don't have the sticker on it, you don't know what you're trying to do. So, like this one, like you'd have to put the anchor sticker there to know it was an anchor. And at the time, he couldn't read while he was doing this, because this one was during the time of 23 months, 22, 23, 24 months is when we were doing this one. So I'd have to read it for him and then try to find it myself, and that's really, really annoying. I didn't like the stickers in the back, like I said, it didn't make sense. But we did a lot of the math in it, just because. But this book I wouldn't invest in again. It just didn't make sense to me. The layout, and then it was like there was just too many things going on in it, if that makes any sense. Like it's just a lot of like congestion that the child doesn't need to see on a page, if that makes sense. But it was just too many things going on. I didn't like that. I want something very simple and easy for him to follow and to understand, instead of like adding all these graphics to it to try to brighten it up. And I understand, but I didn't understand. Like I said, I didn't understand it completely enough for him to understand, because it's just like a lot of like stuff on every page. Just too much stuff on every page. So this one also, this one's like $12.99. But I wouldn't recommend this one. Like I said, it wasn't good for me, for him. During the same time too, I bought another one. So, like I said, I would literally, anywhere I'm at, if I see these books, I will buy one. It doesn't matter the age level, I will buy it just to, you know, it doesn't hurt to keep reinforcing, you know, different concepts with my son, but I buy them all. So I bought this one too, $12.99 for this one too, the Grade K Complete Book of Grade K by Thinking Kids. This one, okay, so at first I liked this one, but then I realized I didn't like it. Why? Because it's deceiving. All this is the answer key. See all this in the back? Like, you know, that's a good, you know, fourth of the book. That's just all the answer key. And I'm like, you know, he's young enough to where your parents there to be the answer key. You know, you don't really need one for this. And so that's why this one I didn't find as good, even though we did do a lot of the activities in it. Because like I said, if I have it, I'm going to use it. But, you know, he tried to make his star. The writing in it, like I said, during this time, I would just utilize that wipe-off book. A lot of the writing we never even did in it, because there was no reason to. I think I bought this one only because there was one thing in it that I liked, you know, to learn first, second, and third, to make sure that he understood those principles. But outside of that, we really didn't use this book much. A few times we did, but not many, and not enough to be, you know, substantial. But yeah, I probably wouldn't buy this one again. I mean, you can try it, see it with your kid, but it didn't work for mine. Another one, the things that I really did like, you guys. Oh, you know what? I forgot this one. This one's important because this one we did use. So this is the Preschool by School Zone. This one we used a lot. So this one I used right around that 18, 19, 20 months range, right when I started, you know, really getting into learning, if you will, with him. This is one of the first books that he did complete, mostly. But like I said, we utilize those dry erase ones every single day, and that is where he really learned the writing concepts and tracing and drawing type of thing. But this one was good too. But what would happen is, he liked this one because, like I said, he likes mazes. So he'd complete the maze, and then he'd just want to go crazy and keep doing, you know, some maze that we'd have going on in his head. But we bought this one because there were a lot of mazes in it, and so I liked that. A lot of mazes in it, so he really enjoyed that. But mazes in it, he doesn't like the number mazes, you know, the number ones. He never liked that really. He likes to try to figure out how to get out of something. And I think that's what makes him such a good, like, you know, little negotiator, and you know, he's very quick to think of solutions because he's been doing these mazes to try to figure out how to get it out of things, and so it just made him, you know, do that all in real life. But yeah, so that one was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. One of the best skills you can teach your child is how to cut and how to paste properly. It's funny because sometimes I'd walk into like a classroom, even in like kindergarten, I see kids like not cutting properly or not cutting along the lines or trying to follow the lines. And that's just because they just needed more practice. So there's a book dedicated to it. It's $12.99. This one I bought at Office Depot, which is one of my favorite stores ever. And I love to shop and do all those things, but literally my favorite store is Office Depot. You will always find me in there. If you're ever looking for me, you'll find me at Office Depot. And so I know all the associates at, you know, the one by my house, and you know, they always laugh because I'm always in there. I literally will go in there almost every day. But so I bought this book from there, Cut and Paste, Big Skills for Little Hands by Thinking Kids Again. This book, excellent, excellent, excellent. It really teaches your kids, you know, to isolate things. It's fun to do. See, look, here's one from it. We cut out all sorts of projects. It does numbers. I said a lot of gluing and you know, different things. So actually this one's, no, yeah. So we'd cut out all sorts of shapes. He would do these all by himself, but see, they would have him like cut out the lines for the lion. Do you see that? Really, really, really good exercises in there, and I highly, highly recommend it. It taught him how to cut all different types of objects, paste them, counting. He did his gumballs, you know. Like I said, I have a million. I saved all of them. I saved them all because I want him to see like how he, you know, cut and color. I mean, cut and paste them. So really, really good book. Highly, highly recommend that book. Same thing, I got this one from Office Depot also. This one's $12.99. Big Skills for Little Hands. The color and fold. Folding is important. And so, because I'm a perfectionist, and so is my son, it was really important for me that he knew how to correctly fold something in half, or how to fold along the lines and make sure like the sides were even. Like that was important for me to teach him. So this book was excellent in doing that. There are a lot of activities that we didn't complete completely, but that we didn't take advantage of, only because by the time that I saw it was becoming, you know, easy for him to fold, we would just fold all sorts of things. So that's when we would just start making paper boats, or we make paper hats, or, you know, we make party hats of, you know, different shapes. So that's when I just started doing things independently with him. But this was an excellent, excellent, excellent one too. Plus, he got to cut the things out. So the things he was learning from his other book, the cut and paste one, he was, you know, also using in the color and fold. Highly, 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 highly recommend this one. Oh, so during that time too, I also bought this book. This is the, can you see me? Okay. This is the Magical Adventures in Kindergarten. Magical Adventures in Kindergarten. So this was the other one that I bought too during the same time. We're still in the, like, now we're in the 25-month range, I would say. I bought this one. This one was $12.99 also. Thinking, oh, it's Disney. He loves Disney. He loves his Disney characters. He loves, you know, we went to Disneyland for his 2nd birthday. Like, we did all these fun things. Great. This book, I don't think we ever used it. I think when I went to go to try to make him use it, it was all the same thing, so I did. So we did some of the tracing in there, but outside of that, oh, and he drew a picture of himself. See, he's pretty good at drawing. Like I said, this was when he was 24 months drawing himself. But like I said, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel as though the stories in it, and maybe because I'm working older with him, but that's because he was ready for it. But a lot of it just didn't make sense to me to teach him at the time, or that like was important for him to know. Maybe if your kid's really into Disney, they might enjoy it more. I mean, my son was into Disney, but he wasn't like, you know, obsessive over Disney, so maybe that's why he didn't relate to it as much, but this wasn't a book that we really used. So during this same time, I also went to Office Depot again, like I said, my favorite store, and I bought this book, Flags Around the World. Good book, $6.99 for it. I liked this book during the same time where I was teaching Nathaniel so much about, words and letters and mathematics. I wanted him to have an understanding of the world. So I bought him the flags book because I had these flashcards too of all the different flags around the country. And so he was interested and fascinated by all these countries, so he started learning their flags, and so I bought him this book to, identify the flags with the country. I like it and I don't like it. I'm like, I like it and I don't like it, only because I thought the stickers would be bigger, like this size, but they weren't this size. But B, if you pull off the sticker from the country from the back and try to paste it where it goes, if you forget what country you pulled off, there's no way for you to know what it is unless you know that country. And, I'm not sure if everyone knows all their countries. I don't. And so, and my son doesn't yet, but he will very shortly. But yeah, this was a good book. It was fun. Like I said, he knew more about the flags of different countries, like all the big countries, like, the Chinas and Russias and some countries in Central America and things of that nature. But these ones have a lot of the little ones too. And so he's going to eventually learn them all. That's my goal actually in the next 2 weeks. He'll end up knowing all his countries. Will he know all the flags with them? Maybe. It just depends on how we go about it. But yeah, he's really into the whole world and learning about all the continents right now. So, and he's 4 right now. He's 4 right now. So anyways, so we're going to pull this book back out to go back into the teachings of it. So there's that one. Another good one. My son's favorite book. Like I said, he loves mazes. My son loved doing maze puzzles. Anything with a maze, that was like his vibe and what he would, feel most at peace with doing. So I bought him this book. I bought this one also from my favorite store, Office Depot. $10.99 for this. It's maze and dot to dots. There were a lot of mazes in it. Like I said, he's not into dot to dots, but he would love to do any maze. So every single maze in here, he's done. Not the dot to dots, but just the mazes. But he loves, like I said, he loves doing mazes, and then he likes, drawing back over his maze to try to find a new route out. It's really funny. But yeah, so every maze, like I said, you'll see, he literally will draw over it 50 million times trying to find a new way he could go to, figure it out. So, but yeah, he would solve it, and then he'd just go back over it. But that's a really good investment. If your kids like mazes, I do recommend they do mazes. I bought him another one, too. I ordered this off Amazon. I don't like it because A, it's in black and white, and it's really tiny, and we couldn't use this book at all. I would not recommend this book. Like I said, I got this off Amazon. I don't recommend it. And then I bought him the highlights one too. I saw this when I was out. This one we didn't use as much because what I don't like in these maze books is when the maze is the big and then it has the dent in the middle. It's very annoying to try to follow it through. So we didn't really use this book because of that, because most of the mazes were that combined page maze. I didn't like that junk. So, no. But now let's go into when Nathaniel's older. It's like I said, so these books that I would use them until I was introducing a new, big concept to him. So during this time, this is when he was learning, multiplication and reading, phonetically reading all his words. And so we're doing a lot of different activities. But now, as we move into when he got older, so now we're talking, over 2.5. Now we're going closer to 3.5. Into where he's at now at 4. And so, like I showed you this one, this preschool one, I ended up going back when he was a little bit older and got him the kindergarten one too when I was back at the store. This one, what we did, did I not put the date in this one either? What the? Oh, actually, I did. So this one he completed last year, August 20th, 2020. Like I said, I went back when he was older. This is when he was after 3 years old when I got this one. But like I said, I like it because of the size and the ease of, everything's very clear of what he needs to do. So there wasn't a lot of confusion in it. So we would do this every day, do a few of these pages every single day, just to get him better at that. We got that one. I forgot to show you guys these ones. These ones I got 2. Okay, last ones, and then we'll be done because my camera's getting too hot. Yeah, very, very, very good one too. Kindergarten, Let's Learn, Giant Activity Floor Pad. I like these big, giant, oversized books for any child who's learning. So this one he did when he was 3 years old. See, he wrote the About Me didn't really draw a picture because he didn't want to draw a picture, or he did. Oh, that one he did draw a picture. One of these he didn't. But I really, really, really like these ones. So I work, like I said, older with him because that's where he's at for his level. But he did every single page in these books. And I did the same thing where I rip them out and organize them in a way that made sense for us to learn. I went back and bought one like this too. This one's called Let's Learn First Grade. This one I like too. This one is also $19.99. I really, really like this one. As you can see, he was 3 years old doing this. Like I said, I'm showing you some, look, and you'll see all the things he writes. It was so cute, but I would make him, you know, when his hand would get too tired, I would then help him. But make him fill out those pages. Every page in here he's done. I do recommend this one highly. Highly recommend these. Now that he's older, the ones that I use with him now that he's older, this is 3 years old, turning 4. My sister got him this one. I forgot what holiday it was, but she ordered this one. And I actually really, really like this to the point where I just ordered all of the grades that they have in it, because that's how much I enjoy the way, the layout, the format of this book. It's Curious George Adventures in Learning. This was the pre-K 4 to 5 years old. What I really like about this book that no other books have done that I've seen is that what the learning does is it tells a story first. So it's like you get a book in it, you get a book to start it off, and then everything that you're learning in it has to do with that book. So, you know, from writing the letters to drawing things to circle the number that tells how many. A is for apple, reads about apples, but it gives you a whole little book that you do, and then it says like at the end when you completed all the activities in it, it says like you did it, and it says, you know, to make a checklist of everything you did, and then, you know, you start a new book, and then you're learning a whole new concepts. I really, really, really recommend this. This one's a little bit too baby for my son right now, but I like to reinforce everything he's already learned, so that's why we're still using it. But he would enjoy one for, you know, older kids. But this is a book I would highly recommend if you're in the market to buy one, and just one. I'd recommend these ones. I think this is, it's $17.99 maybe, about $17.99 for it. But highly, highly, highly recommend this. Out of all the ones that we've used, this is the best one. Because like I said, it gives a story. It relates to that story, you know, the activities that you're doing in it, from adding, counting, you know, just life lessons, you know, being kind, whatever, character building activities, you know, circle the things that, you know, whatever shapes it's saying. But definitely would highly recommend that book. If you're going to get any of these, get this one. I recommend that. Another one that we're doing, oh, you know what I did buy too when I was at Costco? This highlights books. It has all my first puzzle collection. We haven't really gotten into any of these, because like I said, they do a lot of the puzzles where it's cut off in the half, and that bothers me. But another one that we use, I bought this too from Office Depot. It's a workbook for multiplication. We use this occasionally. I just bought from there too. I buy so many of these. This is the U.S. president. So my son has learned like his first like 10 presidents back from when he was two years old. About 2.5 is when he started learning all his presidents. So we're just going over all of them now. And his states. So he knows a few of the states already, but now he's going to really reinforce. I'm really going to reinforce that with him in the next 2 weeks. So bought that one too. Office Max. These ones were, I mean Office Depot. These ones were, I forgot how much these were. I think they were like $4.99 each. Recommend those because those are going to be good to help us. I also bought this Rhyme Time one too. This one I just got, I think I got this at Target for like $1, and this one too, Early Spanish, even though I'm going to send him into school to learn Mandarin, so whole different story. Let's see, what else? Gosh, guys, there's so many. Oh, so the book that we're working with right now that I really like too. So I like to, like I said, I like to buy him younger than, I like to buy him books that are not at the skill level that he's at, like that are younger for him. Only because I like to reinforce all its principles before I jump him into, you know, something more advanced for him. The problem is though, for a lot of these books, because like I said, my son just turned 4, is that the layout and the way, there we go. Oh, so like I was saying, my camera keeps dying because it gets too hot. But, so a lot of these books, the problem is that my son's so advanced. And so finding books that are still true to being a child, while not, you know, too, time consuming in terms of like how many problems they introduce. Like, you know, once you get into these older books, you no longer have, 3 addition problems you're doing. You have like 35 of them, and my son can't sit and do 35 problems right now. He doesn't have, the stamina for that. He can do them, oh yeah, but, to do 35, there's no need. So that's the problem with a lot of these bigger books for him, is that while he can do the things at this grade level, it's just too many problems. So how I solve that is we don't do them all. So this one, like I got him the 1st grade to 2nd grade, even though he's well past that. But like I said, I like to introduce concepts that maybe I didn't show him yet, just to reinforce that. And this book was $14.99. I think I got this also at Office Depot. But I don't do it in order either. I pull them out and I pull out all the pages and I mix them up. But I just dropped them all. That's okay, I'll pick them up. But you'll see, like, it's things like this, like, doing the tens and isolating that. It's writing, it's longer and shorter. But like I said, all this stuff he can do already, but I have to start here before I go into the next advancement with him, because otherwise then those books just get really boring and they're like very like, just black and white boring books for older kids, which is sad, because I'm like, geez, older kids still want, the colorful, fun activities to do too, not just, boring work all day. But yeah, there was this maze one too I bought for him. He really liked this one. This one's Bicycle Zone. This one I also got at Office Depot, this math practice, but like I said, this is grade 2. So while yes, my son is doing higher than that, the problem is, I'll show you, like I said, they're all in black and white and it's a whole bunch of words and it's a whole bunch of problems. And so that's where it becomes really boring. See, this one has 30 problems. My kid's not going to sit and do 30 problems. He's just not, it's just too many. So all I do is I rip out some of these pages and then, I'll either write them on something else or I'll just have him do like the 1st row and that's it. But, he's higher than this math that he's doing, but all those other books, they're super duper advanced in terms of like the language that they're using and the layout of it. So I just have to continue to create problems for him. But I like to use these just to, like I said, help me with the numbers when I'm in a rush. So that's another one that I use. Also, what's this one? Oh yeah, here's Spectrum Math. I also got this at Office Depot. This one I like too because, it's a little bit more colors, but the same thing. Like I said, there's friggin' just, there's just a million problems and he's not going to do a million problems. He's not old enough to do a million problems yet, but one day he will be, but just as long as he understands the steps. Another book, I ordered this one from Amazon, The Human Body. That's what we're doing. That's probably the next video you're going to see before this one. Maybe not though. But this one's cute. I thought this was really cute. It's not for his age, but for him to understand how everything works, I kind of explain it to him more. This is a good book. Another book, where is my favorite book right now? This is actually my favorite book right now. This is the Mastering Basic Skills, 1st grade, $9.95. I got this one at Office Depot also. This one I like because 2 reasons. They still keep the kid in it. It's not all just like boring work that they have to do. They keep the fun in it. There's cutting, there's pasting, there's coloring, there's sorting. There's all sorts of things. There's targeting. I mean, this is a really good book. This book I would recommend over all of them. If you have an older child or if you have an advanced child like I do. Very, very good book. Definitely recommend this one. It's probably the best for his age right now because, like I said, the activities are still fun and engaging and they're not just boring numbers the whole time. So, yes. Oh, I could go on with my books because so let me get this before my camera totally dies. But yeah, so that concludes all the books that we like to use with Nathaniel and the ones that he enjoys and I enjoy showing him and reinforcing the concepts that I'm teaching him independently. But yes, if you have any questions or, any comments, please let me know. But we hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it's not too long, but this is just my honest review of some of these books. So thank you for watching us. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.
I love you too. Alright, good. Give our outro. Ready? So thank you for watching, everyone.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed our learning. We hope you enjoyed our learning and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Be well.